Hello everyone, this is Shivani Patel, Assistant Professor OIST, Electrical Department Bhopal. So today I'm going to present my topic on power quality disturbances, its compensation and removal techniques. So my topic is mitigation of power quality disturbances by using SRF control algorithm based on DSTATCOM. It is basically used for 8th semester students for their subject as power quality. So it is very beneficial for them. So today I'm going to discuss what is basic power quality and its compensation techniques. What are the algorithms which are used in power quality reduction and improvement? And on basis of that, I take an example regarding simulation, MATLAB simulation, and performance analysis as well. So today I'm going to discuss such topics: introduction of power quality, objectives, problem associated with power quality, solutions for identified problems, proposed system, methods used for the improvement of power quality, synchronous reference algorithm, simulation and performance analysis, and at last the results and conclusions regarding the voltage profile disturbances, current profile disturbances, and frequency deviations. So we all know that in recent decades, the growing number of power electronics-based equipments which can cause many power quality disturbances in voltage profile, current profile, as well as frequency deviations. These can majorly done by the taken account for the non-linear loads and electrical equipments which are variable in the system components and specifications. So most commonly they are responsible for the generation of harmonics and disturbances in the actual sinusoidal waveform, that is the distortion in the form of amplitude as well as the deviation in frequency. So today I'm going to explain some basic topics regarding the harmonic compensation as well as the FACS devices and DSTATCOM. So my topic is the combination of all the topics. So first one is these harmonics reduces the power quality problems, also causes to low efficiency, fluctuations in voltage profile, low power factor, and produces many kind of disturbances in the power system. So I already explained these can be done by connecting non-linear loads in the system. So it will disturb all these factors. So to overcome these problems, we are using FACS devices, FACS technology, or power electronic gadgets such as filters. So they can limit and they can compensate the disturbed profile. So, but due to limited features of some of the equipments, they won't be sufficient to get the desired output results. So we have to modify and we have to design such a system according to our requirements. So it can be helpful to it can be helpful to get desired output results for the improvement of power quality. So here I'm using a component of DSTATCOM as a FACS devices to improve the power quality problems. I'm taking example of DSTATCOM device, and many kind of algorithm techniques are used for the compensation of reactive power, such as IRP theory, SRF theory, power factor improvement theory, etc. So today I'm going to use SRF theory for the compensation technique. So objective of my topic is to reduce the distortion, total distortion from the source current, because due to nonlinear loads, these current and voltage profile may exceed or deceased due to these loads. So to balance and to overcome these problems and to improve the total harmonic distortion percentage from the source current. So today, I'm using the voltage source converter based DSTATCOM. We all know that voltage source converter by followed by a capacitor with its parallel make the DSTATCOM circuitry. So it is capable to provide a current regulation to achieve high efficiency. It regulates the disturbance is in current as well as it will provide us the sinusoidal output waveforms for voltage as well as current. So in further, it will followed by a SRF control strategy. As I already explained, I am using synchronous reference frame control algorithm for the extraction of reference current from the distorted line currents. This current actually uh, consists of both current, that is actual current plus harmonic currents. So during by using SRF control theory, we can bifurcate them in two parts. That is, we can eliminate the harmonic content and we get the actual desired output current. So for this last one thing is connected to the system, that is hysteresis band current controller technique, which provides the switching pulses to drive the voltage source converter. So these pulses can be provided for the gate signal, provide the gate signal to the voltage source converter to activate the DStatCom. So these are the basic power quality problems such as harmonics, fluctuation in the voltage profile, transients, electrical noise or hunting sounds, under voltage, over voltage, fault currents, non-sinusoidal waveforms, frequency variations, and low power factor. These all are some major issues regarding power quality, such as the major point is low power factor, and as well as the non-sinusoidal waves. They can be uh, they can become in the system due to the appearance of the variations in nonlinear loads. So these are some possible solutions of above power quality problems, which I already explained. That is, by using FEX devices, we can overcome this problem of power quality. By using filters, we can filter out the actual desired output, and the unwanted waveforms can be eliminated by using these filters. Surge arrestor during faults, during lightning, these some kind of problems, isolators and surge arresters are used. Surge arrestor absorb all the heavy rush of current, and isolator is a protection device, because during any kind of fault or any disturbance in the system, it will isolate the disturbed part of the system, and make the system healthier, make the remaining system healthier. And similarly, static condensers, they are used for the compensation of reactive power. For fault current limiter, whenever the current exceeds this limit to after a prescribed value, so it can limit the current values. So it is also a protecting device to improve the power quality. And CSC and VSC, current and voltage source converter. Today in my topic, I am using voltage source converter. Isolated transformers, three-phase, four-wire, three-phase network. Because during a single phase and neutral network, there is a more chances to get faults. So we can use a three-wire or four-wire system that is more convenient as compared to the single phase, as well as it is very efficient for the high power transmission system. So in proposed system description, we are using a three-phase four-wire system, which is more convenient as compared to the other systems. So we are using three-phase four-wire system. Main components, these components are followed by a source. I can be able to explain these all the things, that is DStatCom, that is PLL, PII, DStatCom briefly in my next slide. It is more convenient to explain with a diagram, and it is more convenient to get you with the diagram. So in my proposed system, I take a three-phase source. Any of the system can be started by using a source. So I get a three-phase source followed by a VI measurement. Here I can measure the transmission line voltage and current for the starting end. Here I also measure the voltage and current at receiving end. Here I use one more VI measurement at receiving point. I didn't show there, but I'm using their VI measurement in MATLAB model. So it is followed by a balanced linear load, balanced non-linear load, unbalanced linear load, unbalanced non-linear load. I am using four kind of basically loads, such as balanced linear, balanced non-linear, because due to various kinds of load demands, we are using load according to our convenience, such as for domestic purpose, we have a refrigerator, fan, television, mobile charger, etc. These are having a different specification to get or to consume the power. So these are non-linear in nature. And similarly for industrial loads, these are also non-linear loads. So major loads which are used are non-linear loads, that is unbalanced. And because balanced system is not possible, because every each and every equipment has its own rating and own specification, which does not perform the same functions or perform the same waveform. So the major part consists of the unbalanced nonlinear load. So I'm taking all these into consideration and taking analysis for all these four loads, that what kind of waveform can be uh, taken as output for all the loads. So further, the system is connected with a DStatCom. This DStatCom is followed by a pulse generator, as I already explained. These pulses are provided to the VSC connected across this DStatCom for the on and on situation. This GN is used for the neutral for gate, and this GABC used for the ABC, three phases for the voltage source converter. Here I used four, that is one, that is two, that is three, and this four connections. So basically these three for phases and this one is for neutral. Similarly these three are phases and this one is for neutral. Here ISN is the ISN is the source neutral current, that is ISN, source neutral current. That is VSXA, that is voltage source, VS voltage source for XA means phase 1, XB means phase 2, XC means phase 3. Similarly, the current is for phase 1, phase 2 and phase 3. Similarly, ILXA means the load current for phase A, phase B and phase C, followed by a gate pulses for neutral phase, and gate pulses for the remaining three phases. This is ILN, that is load current for neutral side. This is ISN, load current for source side. So this is my system. Apart from the system, which I already told about, that VSC is connected, capacitor is connected, DStatCom is connected, reference current generator or hysteresis band control current controller is the part of the pulse generators also. And two types of controller are also used in my system, that is PLL and PI, pulse programmable integrated controller. So and it is also known as proportional integrated controller. So these two I explain in my next slides. So many kinds of methods are used for the generation of source current. Why this reference source current is required? It is required for the compensation of the incremental or decrement amount of current. So many kind of techniques which are used for the compensation. First one is IRP theory, second one is SRFT theory, and third one is UPF theory, that is instantaneous symmetrical components based synchronous reference frame theory and unit power factor based theory. Okay, so these methods are used for the reference current generator to isolate and to make the system back to its normal position. So there is a in all the methods one thing is common is that there is a harmonic extractor. The harmonic extractor in each of the method, it estimate for what quantity of harmonics filter should be compensate the harmonic. Because I want to take an example, that such as we require a 400 amount of power, 400 amount of power, but the power is increased by 200, that is 600 we have. But we have to take as 400, so we have to cancel out the exceeded 200. So we the filter provide the opposite but minus same amount of power to the system, so it will get isolate, and output should be considered as 400. Similarly for negative phase as well, if the power is below prescribed limit, that is 400 to 200, so it also capable to isolate it as well by taking the equal but opposite amount of power of 200. So it will cancel out the negative amount of 200 power, and it will isolate again up to 400 only. So it determines all the multiple frequency component present in current or voltage, and the harmonics are extracted from the system. So in this way it can isolate and it can compensate the system, and it can extract harmonics by using filters and these methods. So in this method, in this SRF method, the load current is first converted from three-phase DQ synchronous reference frame. The DQ currents through obtains comprises of AC and DC parts. The fundamental component of the current represented by DC, and the AC part represents the harmonic component. So at the very starting point, we can have the actual source current, as well as we create a reference current, that is DQ, that is direct or quadrature axis current. And this DQ current consists of the two types of current further, that is AC and DC. DC is the fixed DC part, or AC consists of the harmonic component. So we are taking first DC. This DC component is passing through a low pass filter. This component comprises of a fundamental and harmonic components, because there is no such harmonics in DC, but AC part. But in AC part we have harmonics. So we afterwards looking forward for SRF theory with the AC part. Now similarly, LPF is a second LPF, that is low pass filter, is a second order harmonic filters whose cutoff frequency is selected at 50 Hz, because it will remove the higher order frequency harmonics automatically by detecting the incoming through it. So therefore the fundamental frequency output of low pass filter is the output which we actually desire. And the Q component, this is all about the D component, that is direct access DC component, direct access DC. And now we are talking about the Q, that is AC part, which consists of harmonics. The Q component represents the part of harmonic component. It is directly used through the SRF theory. So how the process of reference frame transformations can be going on? So first of all, by taking the source current, by taking the source current, that is IA, IB, and IC, we can everybody know about that the current is shifted by 120-degree phase shift with each other for all the three phases. So these three-phase reference current can be converted into two-phase reference frame, that is from stationary part to the rotating reference frame. So further this IA, IB, and IC converted into two axes, that is alpha and beta axis. Now further it is stationary, so we have to, it is rotating and stationary like this, waveform stationary and rotating like this. So we have to convert it into a directed orthogonal form. So this is rotating axis frame, that is ID, current for direct axis, and IQ, that is current for quadrature axis. So now how this process is actually going on in any circuit. So here we take the load current as an input, because the harmonics part content in the load as well. So here we have to remove the load harmonics from this system. So how it can be done, we can see. So firstly we have to take A axis, B axis, and C axis for load current, and then this A, B, C is converted into alpha, beta, and 0. 0 have no values. So this three-phase current is converted into two-phase. Now this two-phase current I alpha and I beta is further provided to another block, that is Parkes transformation block. Here the alpha beta two axis current is converted to the, this is stationary, I already told about that. This is stationary, and this is rotating direct and quadrature axis current. Now this direct, we already know the ID consists of DC parts, but the IQ consists of the harmonic part. So in which we are using a low pass filter with the cutoff frequency of 50 Hz. So Further, it will give the output of IDDC, and here the IQ consists of harmonics, so it will provide directly to the Clark's transformation further. So what Clark's transformation do? It will remove the higher frequency terms, uh, uh, and it will give the desired amount of power to us. So further, this rotating part of direct and quadrature axis is converted into stationary alpha and beta current. Then it is further converted that alpha and beta current to two phase to again three phase for producing the actual source reference current, because we have to take analysis on the source current only, because all the disturbances can be overcome because all the disturbances can be generated in the source side only. So we have to take a reference, we have to generate a reference current by using the load current. So here in between PLL, that is programmable logic loop or phase lock loop, to uh, which is used to calculate the angles, that is alpha beta angle. All these parameters have the equation in the form of sine and cos, which I will explain in my next slides. So these can control the angle between these, and uh, capable to generate the reference current. So these are the equations. This is how the process is going on, that is load current axis for quadrature axis, because we have to calculate the uh, two phase current from the reference three ABC currents. So by taking the equations such as cos theta multiplied by ILXA and divided by and multiplied by 2 by 3, that will give us the value of ILKQ. By solving the entire matrix, we will get the value of the quadrature axis current and direct axis current. Further, the zero value we can remove easily by eliminating by taking the concept of low power filter. Similarly, we have the source phase voltage equations as well. We all know about the source equation voltage is the Vm sin omega t, and other one is shifted by 120 and 240 respectively. And VTT is the voltage source at PCC, that is AC side. This is the voltage at DC side, and it is the voltage at AC side. That is explained by under root 2 by 3 multiplied by VSXA square plus further for phase B and C. Similarly, now for synchronous reference frame theory, we have to generate three voltage vectors for the calculation of harmonics content, and to eliminate by using these vector elements such as USA. USA can be determined by taking the source voltage for A phase divided by this PCC voltage. Similarly, for B phase, voltage for A phase divided by this PCC voltage. This PCC voltage is common for all the unit vectors. So we have to generate these unit vector to remove the harmonics by using SRF theory. So this is the full model, which I already explained the process. This is the load current, this is the Parkes transformation, these are the load forward filters, and further Clark's transformation. Clark's transformation is also explained as the inverse of Parkes. Here the excesses are converted from 3 to 2, and here excesses are converted from 2 to 3 for generating the reference current. These reference current further given to hysteresis band current control, so it will create the gate pulses for the D-STATCOM to activate and to overcome the power quality problems, and to overcome the problem of voltage current profile, as well as the frequency deviations. So these two current can be compared in this hysteresis current controller. So there are two functions performing by this hysteresis band current control, that is the gate pulse generation for the triggering of VSC connected in D-STATCOM, also the generation of actual current, that is source current minus this reference current. So actual current is generated and it will remove all the current harmonics in the system or from the system. So here this is the DC side where I am denoted it as VDC, that is DC side, and this will this is my AC side, that is PCC, which I already explained. So these AC voltage and DC voltage followed by a low pass filter and followed by a PI controller. So output of both the PI controller, that is from DC side and AC side, is connected to the summing block and it will give the power to the Laplace transformation and give the reference current. So this is how the DC voltage and AC voltage connected in any circuit. Here I am taken it as 600 volt, for example, for the calculation of MATLAB Simulink model, and here I am taking DC as 700 volts, and I am taking low pass filter for 25 kilohertz of frequency, and these low pass filter for 50 hertz of frequency. So all these things I already explained. I already explained the equations of VTT. I already explained the equations for voltage and etc. I already explained the voltage of equations of source as well as the load side. So these are the equation how the load current for direct access, which includes the harmonics and the fundamental component. So here the IDDC, which I already explained, DC consists of the fundamental part and AC consists of the harmonics parts. So by using filter and by using that hysteresis band current control, the error function, that is voltage at DC error and voltage at PCC error, can be determined by the reference minus actual voltage. Reference is always above the set value, that is VDCL we are concluded as 700, but maybe in Simulink model due to power quality problems it may be exceeded by 800, 900, 1000 or 1200 as well. So we can find out the error, so we can be capable to eliminate the errors as well in the voltage profile. This is how the compensation or the power quality problem can be solved by doing this. So the error at PCC can be identified the reference voltage as DCC, which also be taken it as 600, and in MATLAB model it can maybe around 700 to 800 volts. So further, PI controller's output correspond to required current. This is for the voltage profile, to improve the voltage profile, and it is for the improvement of current profile. That is compensating current. That is compensating current for direct axis and compensating current for quadrature axis. Here we actually improve the we can actually improve the voltage and current profile by using the PI filter and by using the hysteresis band current controller. So further, finally, we have successfully identified the source current for direct and quadrature axis by separating the DC, that is actual component, and the PCC, that means the harmonic components for direct and quadrature axis, and finally we can be able to calculate the reference current from the 2-axis to 3-axis. So this is how all the process going on by using Clark's transformation, Parkes transformation, and the influence of SRF theory. So this is the Simulink model which I tried to overcome the power quality problem regarding voltage, current, and frequency, 3 factors. So here I give the supply as 600 volt and try to maintain it to actual 600 volt, and try to maintain the current up to 25 amperes, and try to maintain the neutral current up to 5 amperes, because because according to IEEE standards, the current must not be exceeded by 5 ampere for neutral current and 25 ampere for such a kind of system. So I can successfully achieve the results for all types of loads such as linear, non-linear, balanced and unbalanced system. So here I take the VI reference, VI three-phase VI measurement. Here I measure the actual source voltage, actual source current, as well as here I calculate the here I give the source current, actual source current flowed in the circuit. Here the D statcom, which for which input pulses or generated by the pulse generator can be provided to trigger the gate pulses of VSC to start the D statcom. This is how the compensation process can be going on by using D statcom. So this is the control algorithm proposed model for which I'm giving 700 as a DC signal, which I already explained. This is the MATLAB configuration of that system, and this is the VT, that is 600, PCC voltage, that is for AC side. Similarly, that is followed by a PI controller. Similarly, it is followed by a PI controller. So we have to we can be able to control the function by controlling this PID controller. So here the VDC can be controlled by this PID, and this current can be controlled by also PID, and this current and voltage can also be controlled by this PID. So by changing the value of PID, we can take the desired output waveform. Further, this 25 hertz of frequency LPF can be further amplify and filter out the fundamental components, and it will give to the hysteresis band current control. So this is how the process going on. This is the circuit diagram of a hysteresis band current controller, which I already explained, in which the source current ABC is compared with the reference current, and finally it will give to the system to isolate the harmonics. These are the four types of load which I already discussed. I'm using four types of load and try to analysis doing analysis on that. So these are the results for linear balanced load. This is what I am talking about, that 600 volt is maintained constant, and this is the source current which is distorted in starting, and which is because due to the starting of any of the machine, the machine unable to give the 100% efficiency in starting. So after a 0.1 or 0.2 of second, it will start and provide the output. So this is how the output of source current is giving. And as I've already said, that it not be exceeded from 25 amperes. So you can see it is 23, approx 23 amperes of the current is flown in any circuit. This is the DC voltage, which I have taken as 700 volts. So it may be constant or it may be up to nearby 700 volts. Similarly, this is the voltage at PCC, that is 600 volts. That is 600 volt is maintained constant. And this is load current. It must be around 15 of amperes, 15 to 17 amperes. And this is the neutral current. It must be below 5 amperes. Similarly, the source neutral current is near about 3 amperes of current. And similarly, the compensating current. So these are the functions, and by on behalf of that, I'm calculating the total harmonic distortion due to this nonlinear load. Before the compensation provided to the system, before the D statcom is in off condition, the THD was 23%. But after simulation can be done, the harmonic percentage can be overcome by this much this much percentage. So finally, we get in result such as 5.4% of harmonics. So for unbalanced linear load, these are the waveforms. For neutral, source, etc., that is DC voltage, that is PCC. These are too sharp and too accurate for my analysis. And in this, the THD is 23.57%, and I can overcome it by 5.17%. And for non-linear balanced systems, at the start the DC must be varied up to 750 volts, and after that it will be around constant. And similarly, the load current is about 23 amperes of current. Similarly, the harmonic distortion for unbalanced nonlinear load is 39%. But after the compensation provided to the system, it is 0.99%. That is a very good result. It will remove, this system is can be able to remove all the harmonic component present in the system. So this is a successful attempt from my side. And this is the non-linear unbalanced load. It consists of 22% of harmonics at the start, but after the compensation was provided to the system, it will give the results of 5.87% of the harmonic compensation. So in conclusion, I want to conclude that SRF theory proves to be a better solution for the generation of reference current and for the compensation of harmonics and for the improvement of voltage and current profile, as well as the frequency related problems can be overcome by the PI controller values. To control can be easily done by using MATLAB simulation. So this is all about that. And for future scope, we can also done these this analysis by using the renewable energy sources as a source, or by taking some other facts devices in the place of DStatCom, or by taking some another kind of algorithm uh, replaced by this SRF theory. So this is how the process is going on, and this is how we can able to achieve the results by doing these future enhancements. So thank you. This is my topic, and I already explained the future work as well. So thank you so much for the presentation.